Hello and good day to everyone. I am coming to you today as I am back at it breaking the food spell. Okay. Um I have, you know, maybe like the past 3 months, March, April, May, June, July, so maybe 4 months, the last 4 months, I have seriously taken a deep dive from from eating healthy. Okay, just because I've been traveling and I haven't quite had the stability that I needed, or the stability that I needed in a place to get the kind of foods that I need to get. Because when you travel, not every city has the things that you need. Not every city has a Trader Joe's or has a Sprouts or have a health food store, you know what I mean? Or has the restaurants like there's a couple of good places, fast food places that I like, which is Mazai, and then there's Just Salads, which are great options for those of you on the road who would like to eat as clean as possible. So not every city has that. So then I find myself, descending and eating things that I normally wouldn't eat. So like the last couple months, like I have found out about Wendy's Biggie Bag, which was $5.50. It came with a fry, a 4-piece nugget, and a burger and a soda. Now, I haven't drunk soda probably since I was a teenager. And probably when I was a teenager, I probably didn't even drink soda that much either. But for some reason, right, I must have been, I tried it for the first time and it was like heaven. And from there on out, I was on this thing to preserve my money, and I was eating one time a day because that was the way I convinced myself that it would be okay to eat, is that if I ate it once a day, you know what I mean? Or if I ate one meal a day, then, I should be fine, just eat less and don't eat more. So fast forward 4 months in, I'm probably eating this thing like every day, I'm starting to see a decline in my energy levels, okay? And not only that, what really helped wake me up was my aura and my spiritual protection began to decline, because when you are eating these foods, right, that you think are food, it's easy once you go to sleep for sorcerers to enter the dream realm and attack you. Because now, these foods that we eating out here, remember, it's the Food and Drug Administration. They go hand in hand. So these are this food that we eating for $5.50. These are narcotics. Okay. So we might as well go on out there and buy a piece of crack or some crystal meth, or whatever. If, I'm saying, like, it's the equivalent, but we don't realize that, right? What if every restaurant, every fast food place actually had a name of a drug on it that we see as detrimental to our health? So what if you went McDonald's logo, and McDonald's was replaced by, say, Molly, right? Wendy's was replaced with ecstasy, because literally that's what these things are. But because we don't see those names, we don't identify it as a danger to our health. You think you could just eat a little bit and it ain't gonna harm you as long as you counter it with some healthy foods. But I'm here to tell you, after this last spiritual attack that was launched against me, and spirit encouraging me to fast and to change my diet, I've come to a great understanding. And I hope this is the last video that I have to say I've come to a great understanding, because I know I did a video last year on the importance of eating holistically and clean, but yet and still I keep falling back to sleep. I want y'all to let me know down in the comments. Are y'all having this problem too? Are you constantly going back to sleep after knowing that you should be eating whole foods and stuff? Because but see, the great thing about it is, because I said, like, every time the enemy attacks you, you know what I mean, you get greater clarity. So I might have known for years that eating healthier is better, but now I realize, no, that these foods are actually very detrimental, right? they are extremely detrimental because they're not foods at all. Okay? And what's helping me get this this awareness that I pray that I don't fall up under this food spell ever again is the fact that I got spiritually attacked. You know, they were working to wear down my my aura and to steal my anointing. And it was because of my actions that they were able to advance in their attacks. Okay? I wasn't praying at night. I was eating these foods that I didn't realize was making me sleepy, making me lazy, you know, and wearing my defenses down, right? So at night I had no fight in the spirit, right? Like for instance, like usually in my dreams, like they can't never capture me because I'm so strong. You know, I carry my human physical strength and my spiritual strength into the spirit at night. So they most times, if they come and attack me, they can't capture me, right? So this time in the dream, it showed me kind of like in a giving up posture. You know, they weren't able to fully get me, but they almost had the door kicked in. They were halfway on my ass. So they had broke down enough of my defenses. And Spirit had told me that it was because of my laziness, due to the foods that I was eating that I didn't realize was harming me. Okay? These foods are not foods, right? So we have to begin to put in our minds that when we go into these grocery stores, or I don't even want to call them grocery stores, when we go into these what's a better word for them? When we go in these drug stores or we go in these death stores, right? We need to know exactly what we're looking at, okay? What if every candy bar that said, or every granola bar, every sweet on the shelf when you walking through these stores, every bag of chips actually had a name of a disease or a drug on it, right? So if you walk down the potato aisle, Taki said cancer, right? And what if like the candy that you ate read diabetes, but it didn't say M&Ms or Snicker bar or chocolate chip cookie? It actually told you what it truly was. And you guys have to start looking at food like this. Food, these foods that we are calling foods that are not whole foods, anything that is not a whole food, okay, is a disease. We're going to call it arthritis, inflammation. Just, I need y'all to get that in your mind every time you go in the store. When your soul is at war, you want to get that brownie, but you can now replace the programming in your mind. When you see a brownie, know that equals diabetes, diabetes 1, diabetes 2. You know, when you see McDonald's and you riding past and you smell the smell of those fries, continue to ride past. Know that's really ecstasy. That's really Molly, right? What does those things do to people's brains? You know, so we have to start identifying with food. We have to start identifying these fast food places and this junk food for what it truly is, if we're gonna really come from up under this spell. I believe this time, like, I feel like I'm really set free, like I'm really delivered this time, because ain't no way I'm about to let these warlocks and these witches and these sorcerers, you know, capture me in a dream. They ain't gonna kill me. You understand? Life. That's what I affirm. You understand? So if we love our lives, right, and we represent the forces of life, our actions and our ability to be disciplined in what we put in our body has to be visible. So to overcome this witchcraft, we really are going to have to deal with what we are consuming on our plates, okay? Because you don't feel the immediate effect of eating that candy bar, right? Or the immediate effect of eating that French fry. You going to continue to go. You keep saying, okay, I can just get this fry. You know, I can sneak and have a cheat date. No, you don't want no more cheat days. I don't even want a damn cheat date. Now that I look at this stuff for what it truly is, I don't want no cheat date. You understand? And it just sucks that this is really our reality. You understand that we got a lot of stuff masquerading on shelves as food that ain't food. Okay? So To the chosen, I am challenging you all to reprogram your mind with your favorite snacks, the things that you love that you haven't been able to give up, but it ain't a whole food, right? And it ain't good for you, right? It's delaying you, it's stagnating you. You understand? I need for you to program that thing in your mind to a sickness. So every time you see it, you walk away from it because you know what it truly is. All these foods, again, they're masquerading as something that they are not. They are vicious, wicked, and evil and destructive to the chosen. We need to be in our God body. So we must eat the whole foods. Okay? Another thing that I want to just point out to you guys, that Spirit was showing me, this sugar thing, this sugar is very dangerous. Okay? Because the sugar ain't a real sugar that's in all of these candies. Okay, so for instance, I was getting like 2 biscuits from Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? And they asked me if I wanted honey, so I took a honey packet. Though I had honey already in my car, I decided that I would get it, right? Just because I wanted to read the back of it to see if it was pure honey. Sure enough, I read the back of it. It's honey mixed with preservatives and other sugars, high fructose corn syrup. Why, if something is already sweet, do we have to add more sugar to it? Okay, that is because they are adding something that is harmful to it. Honey is already sweet, but you mean to tell me they had to add another sweetener? And now that high fructose corn syrup is in all the sweets. Okay, so that is a sign right there to tell you don't touch that stuff. That is something purposely added to give you a disease. Okay, something to weaken the God body. Okay, so okay, and be careful too. Another thing that has been popularized, that's a great health food, is these coconut waters. Okay, be careful with these coconut waters. They're adding sugar to the coconut water too. You want to get you a coconut water that has 0 sugar, not 0 added sugar. You want 0 sugar and 0 added sugar, because there's a lot that advertise that they have 0 added sugar, but when you go and look at the back of their bottles, it say 27 grams per serving, and there's 2 servings in 1 bottle. So in 1 bottle, you drinking 56 grams of sugar. Okay, and like I said, I don't believe that it's a natural sugar, and maybe it is a natural sugar, but sugar still is not that great for our body. So if you can, with the coconut water, get the brand, I believe it's Vita, and they have a brown carton, and that's the one that is all organic, and it has 0 sugar. Now Vita also has one that comes in a white bottle, a white carton, that is all organic too, but they add sugar to it. So be careful, because that sugar is a killer. Okay, it is kryptonite to us. So we need to definitely remove sugar and fake sugar from the diet. Okay, so again, let's get into reprogramming our minds for health, for health, for dominion. Okay, because the kingdom is at hand, and we all need to be in our God body. We need to be out here doing what we need to be doing and handling what we need to be handling, and we don't need no delays. We don't need no obstacles, and this food warfare is really an obstacle. Okay, so with that being said, drop a like, subscribe, and tell me if you guys have been experiencing this same thing, and tell me some remedies that you have used to help program yourself to beat the food spout. Until next time, y'all, peace.